Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Feldy, Farmer Yip's masterpiece for Farming Sim 11. We're down here at our lower farm, and I'm going to sneak up the hill. I don't know if I have any other vehicles closer to the road. I wanted to show a fun little mod that I just put in the mods folder now that we have traffic installed to the map. I was just kind of going through some of the mods that I didn't have installed, and this particular one I knew wouldn't work, because we didn't have, when Farmer Yip designed the map, he didn't put traffic into it. Let me just raise up here real quick, get our good old console command and help us to rise above the fray. It took a little bit for me to load it, so I wonder if it is a little resource intense. Oh, and of course I don't see any vehicles at the moment, so I don't know if I can get one to appear. I know I saw one come up here earlier. And I don't know that later versions of Farming Sim had mods for this. I could be corrected, maybe just didn't know where to look. Oh, here now I'm gonna regret having only 10. I see one way down there, but it looks kind of like a conventional car that would appear on here. But the idea of these other mods was to load different vehicles, specifically farming equipment. And, oh, you can see that one way down over there. There's, I believe, the Dukes of Hazzard. I think that was a television program here in the U.S. way back in the 80s, maybe 70s, I don't remember. Basically based on some people in the South. Oh no, that one disappeared. So I think they have one of what was called the General Lee, basically an orange Dodge Charger. So it appears that's what's there. I'm glad I'm coming down over here. I can see some of these other items in here. Maybe I can sneak down just a little bit lower. So the fun part is it adds some additional types of traffic that we wouldn't ordinarily see. So there's a dump truck hauling a bulldozer. There's some kind of a truck. Maybe I'll just get down even lower. And then the good old General Lee car, our Dodge Charger. Unfortunately, it doesn't go faster than anything else in here. Taking a turn, yeah, that dude is taking a turn too. Oh, so is that guy. Well, hopefully they're able to negotiate the corners. Let me just come over here to see while we're at it. Yeah, they appear to be. They're all just playing follow the leader right now. Yeah, there should be room over here for them to mess around. Anyway, I just thought I would show that. It's kind of a fun little mod to bring in. Oh, landed myself in the drink. Let me turn it off here real quick. And toggle. Oh, here we are out at the, we're out here at the BGA. We toggle again, and I think somewhere here I have a tractor to get moving, starting up with some cultivation, and then we have some harvest truck. Here we go. Let me make sure I'm not pulling any errors. Yeah, I don't see. There's a couple things. Steering base, back lights. Oh, I really need to reinstall the game, and I question whether I should leave off the Pro Farm mod, because I kind of think it is somehow, some way adversely affecting the base game. The thing of it is, if I do that, there's a bunch of machines in here that I've set up to work, kind of within the constraints of whatever errors it's kicking. So I don't know that. Okay, try it again. There we go. It'll remember our course. just may take a couple taps. And this thing, or I think it's the cultivator, because that is the script that I'm seeing errors pop. Every time I close the game, it is having an issue. And it's something to do with the particle animation, and I just can't put my finger on it. But at least it lets me save the game. It doesn't hinder the gameplay itself. For example, you won't see the error popping right now, but anyway, it's an error nonetheless, and I like to drum out errors. You know, at some point I'd like to get a different combine going, but for the moment this one will work. And so I want to take him down over the hill we have in our duckbill field, which is just to the, I guess that'd be the west of this. So we'll take him down there and get him going. We have on the front the windrow pickup header. And this time here, I took the liberty of setting up a course. Off cam, I windrowed the field. It's a field of OSR, and so you have to harvest it with the windrower. If you try to cut it with a standard grain table, it may let you cut it, but it... oh, there's another vehicle, a truck hauling a couple Kloss combines. Cool. It may let you cut it with a standard grain table, but it will never give you anything according to the script. So we have to harvest it this way, which is fine. Whoop, get out ahead of this car. Don't want to head down here. That goes to Kelp Island. So maybe between here and there I can open this up. And what I'm curious to see is if this will pause, you know, when he has a full tank. And I somehow think he's not going to want to do that, but I don't really know. So let me see, I'm pretty sure I saved it. Maybe, oh yeah, duckbill field swath. Yeah, okay. So we'll have a course, and thing of it is which mode. Probably if I had him on combine mode, he would still stop. But I'm not sure on combine mode that he would follow. Whoa. I'm not sure that on combine mode he would follow the swath or follow the path that we've set for him. We don't want him wandering around the field. Kind of treacherous getting down in here. This was a field I added, and again I would say, I don't know if Farmer Yip will ever see these videos, but hopefully he would approve that it matches the spirit of what he created. I just saw kind of an unused area down here and thought I would create a new field. So the mode, let me just see here, change mode, combi no, overloader no, fertilize no, target no, field work. Yeah, that gonna work for combine. Forage wagons. Combine goes south to unload. Another driving helper. Would driving helper work? And maybe I need to get it go. Oops, wrong one. Let me turn it on and see, just see what he does. Wrong trailer. I ain't got a trailer. Okay, drive stop. Well, let me see here. Drive now. Nope, doesn't drive. Doesn't do anything. Change modus. Combi, that isn't going to work because that's for the trailer offloading. Overloader, no. Fertilize, no. Target, I'm pretty sure will. Field work, I don't think this would work. Oh, well. Let me see what it does. It's picking it up. Well, maybe we discovered something here. I'm really going to be curious. Yeah, it's going to fill up in short order. Oh, and the last, I wish I had particle animation on the top, coming over the top of the header, but we just don't. And I don't know how to add that part. Oh, wait a minute here. So is it not picking it up? You know, it was for a while. Oh, now it is again. Oh, has it got that thing going where there's certain areas it's not able to... It just doesn't touch down all the way. So yeah, there may be a few spots have to come back and clean up. But what I am most interested in is what this is going to do when it's full. Yeah, it's going to miss a couple little bits. But as long as it turns, and if it stops, this will be helpful. The question is, will it stop when it gets full? Because if it doesn't and I just have to chase the silly thing, then I just as well do it manually. And I don't know, I've done so much modding on Farm Sim 11, more than I ever thought I would with this. I just don't know that I have the energy to make something, you know, inside the course blade mod, you know, that would force it to work with a swath. Nor do I know if I even have the ability to do so. The Lua coding is notoriously complicated. Okay, we're coming up on 100% here shortly. Okay. It quit harvesting, so that part's good. What isn't good is that it kept moving regardless. That's interesting. So maybe it means we can't really do it. And if anybody knows of a way that I'm just not aware of, you know, by all means, let me know. I'm just not aware of how to do it, so... Alright, let me bop this puppy down over the hill. I think... Yeah, I'm kind of torn with selling something, or some of the OSR, or... Yeah, actually, when you harvest it, it turns into canola. Yeah, this bush is getting thick again and needs trim. I thought I just trimmed the silly things. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's already... full growth again, it seems. We don't hardly need any more biofuel, but by the same token, we don't hardly need any more cash either. So, maybe I could just turn it into more biofuel just to keep from getting a totally massive pileup of cash. But there's going to be a lot of canola that we get out of this field down here. It isn't a super large field, but it's decent sized. Stay out of the way of this guy. Yeah, I love that we figured out how to get him to drive on the left side of the road in here. I'm tickled pink over that. I'd be curious to know if there's any maps out there where they figured out how to do that. If there was, I wish I would have seen them, so I knew kind of how to do it myself. But can't really see through the trees. Trying to get down here. I don't know if I can set up a course play to haul this to and fro or not. Just try to keep myself out of the drink. I don't even remember how many combine loads this thing holds when it's full. And in real life, you would never do what I'm about to do here, which is drive over the top of windrows. My apologies to my uncles, who, if they saw me do that on the reg, probably would have fired me off of Lone Oak back in the day, as well as scratching their equipment here on the trees. Let me go to the dudes. That's number 2. Here we go. Oh, great. Well, that was great planning. Yeah, in real life, when you drive over the top of windrows, you are basically threshing the windrow and dropping material out on the ground. So it's not a good idea. Now, for some reason, it didn't pick this up. Not sure why. Wrong key. It picked up a little bit. I don't think I got it all. This is actually pretty steep in here, and by all rights, I should be using a hillside combine. I do have a couple hillside combine mods. Yeah, look at that. It isn't even picking that up. There is something I remember modifying that got this closer to the ground or a little bit off of it. I don't recall which. Just so I can pick it up, without having to come at a different angle. So, yeah, I'm going to be leaving skips kind of all over the place, which is annoying. But it seemed like there was also a drawback to having the fix in there, though I don't recall what it was. So, but maybe I need to redo it. This is pretty steep in here. But anyway, I do have a couple combine mods, that are hillside that would work great on these hills. I think, although I really don't know anything about them. It was kind of a hodgepodge put together back in the day, and leaving a little to the imagination on their effectiveness as functioning as a hillside. But still, it might be kind of nice to try it. The only trouble is I have to adapt them to all the new crops, that Farmer Yip has in here. Primarily OSR, the one that we're working on. Is that the only other combined? I guess it is, so maybe I only need to add OSR, when it comes right down to it. So, but at some point I hope to do that, and we'll give that a try. Also need to install autopilot if I want to add a little functionality in there. It's kind of fun to have. Well, I gotta say, it sure is helpful too to have, let me just get that out of the trees, just a fuzz. It sure is, okay, where's the trader? Helpful to have autopilot, even though back and forth works better. Medium trader 8. There we go. Alright, this is basically going to finish filling our trailer. Kind of follow it on around. Yeah, this is pretty steep in here. And we got a flatland combine. So, isn't really effective. A flatland machine isn't going to be effective on a slope unless it's a Alice-Chalmers gleaner. I think they designed theirs to take on the hills. Anyway, with this, I'll maybe take off, go up, take this to our, I'm still driving over windrows, take it up to the biofuel plant. I'll put a little more canola in there. Now we'll need more corn. At least now we have it all in balance. Get off in this little area of the field. You know what? I know what I'm going to do. May as well set up a course while I'm here. I know I've done that many, many times. So, well, maybe I better back up just a fuzz more. How about there? Here we go. I need 2 straight, so fortunately we have it all in a straight line down here. That'll be good to set up. Hopefully I can successfully navigate the twists and turns heading up the mountain here. Try to slow it down as I go through this, and then hopefully the script can speed it up as appropriate. Although one of these days my luck is going to run out and I'm going to end up with a tractor in the drink. And as long as I'm in a position to have saved the game recently, I can always come back in and resurrect it, wherever it was. But may not always be lucky. You just want to be careful I don't save it accidentally when one of these is at the bottom of the ocean. And then be forced to do a reset, although I could sell it. Maybe that's what I would do, is selling the equipment probably be less painful than doing a reset. The only trouble is, in these older versions, I don't think you could pick which particular machine you wanted to sell as distinguishable from others, of its same type. I think we have 3 Raba tractors, for example, so I think the selling order, it goes in order of when they were purchased, or at least I assume it does. And if not that, it's in an order that is unknown to the player. So you don't always sell the one that you're after. That's kind of another argument. Oh, hey, there's a police car. Probably fitting in with the Dukes. Alright, so we'll call this... What is the name here? This was the Duckbill Field. So we'll call it Duckbill Field to Bio... Yeah, close enough. To biofuel. And probably can set up one, head down the other way, but at least wanted to have one where you could send it up here on its own, bring it up here, and we don't really have an easy trigger for it to drive over, so it isn't like you can set up a combi course. Boop. But at least you can send it up here, and then you can come up and deal with it once it's arrived. So maybe now, let me just record one down to the field again. We'll go biofuel to Duckbill, get it set in fully. And then I want to switch gears and do a little bit different harvest. We still have time left in this episode though. Most of this, I think, I'll harvest down here off cam. Whoa, there was a stutter. I assume that comes through the video. I wonder if it's, let me see. Oh, something is... I wonder what's pulling that. Yeah, something made it do that. And I don't recall having those stutters until we put those other mods in here for the traffic. So I wonder if it's a traffic that's doing it. So even as I show the mod in game, it may be the very first thing I do when I close this session is to uninstall the mod and take it out of my mods folder. Wow, there must be a dirt project somewhere to dump trucks and bulldozers in a row. I'd like to study those mods. I'm really not sure how they work. I kind of think they probably just take some additional vehicles and somehow they register them, put them in the lineup, with all the other vehicle types, that can be called up by the traffic script. Whatever it was is pretty clever to put those in there. Gotta remember I'm on a course here. Try to get down the twists and turns of the road to the field. We'll almost have this one here in just a moment. And maybe this one down here, I'll kind of curl into the field in case it's coming 90 miles an hour. At least you'll end catapulting up into the field. Okay, so that was bio to Bill Field. Boom. Got it. Reset course. Let me get it out of the way. Combine will be coming through. Alright. Let me head up to our faithful cultivator. That's in 3. Here we go. He's finished this up. Let me take care of the last little giblets in the field. Kind of finish off the headlands. I assume everybody does this just to reduce the field to dirt, every part of it, get it all ready for planting. Finish this loop here and we'll be actually we got one other field over here to start. And this will take care of this one. I have this other one over here. Make sure I'm still, I still got those errors. That'll be interesting to see what caused those. See if there's any way I can drum them out. Okay, you know, I don't know that I need to do one across the top. I rather should do one here across the bottom. I think the way this is set up, I'll kind of be going counterclockwise with this. I think that's what I'll do. I'll go along here. Always an interesting strategy to see how and where you need to cut the field to do it so that your hired help, keeps working and does, what it needs to do to behave itself. Yes, it's a tiny little giblet there to take out. I don't know why I call it giblets. Kind of a dumb little term. This isn't quite enough room to turn around, but it should suffice. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I think in real life you would do your back and forth before you actually came through and did the headlands. You would do that at the very end. Headlands can tend to get overworked, and if you work it first and then you're driving over the top of it all the time, I suppose the only reason you would do it first is if you were going around and around the field as you tilled it, not back and forth. Can't really see. All right. Okay, now this field, don't know if this is the best way to do it or not, but I can get him going maybe this direction. He'll at least go a little while. He'll do some damage. Make sure he's pointed due north. Close enough. And I'll reset his course. And, we left some crop in the field, but oh well. Alright. He should be off and running. Yeah, we're not going to come back to you. We have just a couple minutes left, and let me get up to the store. Here we are at the store. You know what? Let me park him a little bit different place so he doesn't totally interfere with the trailer, because I forget everything unfolds, when you save the game. But before, when I have harvested root crops, I have used Farmer Yip's his mod that he had. So I want to sell that. It's clear down at the lower farm. It's worked well, but I think I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to buy another little bit of equipment instead. Of course, I ultimately want to purchase these to harvest with those. But there were some other ones that were intriguing to me because I really don't know anything about them. I'd like to explore them a little bit more as we harvest some root crop up here, but it's this one here, I believe. And, oh, $13. Wow, big spender here. Okay. $13, and I believe what this is going to do, I don't think it gathers the root crops in it. It's going to just lift them up, or it's going to take the tops off, something like that. And then we have to come in, I think, with a trailer here. So let me buy that. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I'm getting some warnings on the XML, so there may be some modding work that needs to be done. But I was looking at another map that this was installed on, and I think this is based on real equipment, of course. And so I did some modding on it, and it's been long enough ago, I probably can't even remember everything, but you know, basically I think what this is doing, oh yeah, I think it does dig it up. It doesn't, there's a L, doesn't accumulate any crop in it. What it's doing is it's digging it out of the ground, and then and it's depositing it back on the ground. And then of course somewhere over here, where was a trailer? Oh, there it is down here. Then this little mod, which was intriguing to me, you can pull with a tractor, and there are people that pick up the root crops and they chuck them into the trailer. So we'll give this one a try. We have a little bit of ground to do it on, but you know, as I reflect on it now, one of the modding changes I made with this was to make it hireable. The only trouble is I couldn't get the tractor to turn sharp enough for proper use with it, so I can't remember what tractor I was using. So maybe I'll just get just a little old Johnny Pop tractor. Well, no, you know what? Let's spend a little money. I'll use one of these Pro Farm tractors. Let me see here. This is a tiny one, but let's buy it. And we'll see when we come back in game. There it is over there. As to whether we can hire it. We may still need to do it manually, but this will be another way, another mod in which we can use to harvest the root crops. Back when I played Farming Sim 11, I had no idea there were this many options. You know, I didn't even know there was root crops, you know, that were installed in maps back then. So wanted to give some of these mods a try. Anyway, that's all for now. I will see you on the next one. Thanks for coming along for the ride on Feldy. Goodbye.